Hello, hello, billionairettes, beautiful people. My name is Vanessa Black, and I'm so excited to dive in to this particular Read With Me session. It is the last Read With Me session for this particular book that we have been reading all month long, The Little Money Bible by Stuart Wilde, 10 Laws of Abundance. So we're currently about to dive into the 10th law of abundance. And just to do a quick recap, okay, I'm gonna share with you all the laws that we've already done, we've already read, and they're also in the playlist in this particular YouTube channel that you can go check out and re-listen to or listen to for the first time. And so they're always going to be there for you whenever you need to just get that reminder or get your mind on the right track and the right thoughts. Because repetition is key. Repetition is key, hearing it over and over and over again. And so the 10 laws of abundance, the first law that we went over was the law of abundance is natural and God-given. Then we dove into the law of flow, the law of money and distance, the spiritual law of supply and demand, the law of money, concentration, and the wave particle duality, the law of invocation and manifestation, the law of money and ego, the law of giving and receiving, the law of honor, integrity, and abundance. And right now, we're diving into the law of love, compassion, and money. Let me know in the comments which has been the law that has been kind of was stuck out to you the most or resonated with you the most, or was your greatest breakthrough in perspective and change of mind or change of thought, or something that you've already implemented part of the action steps and maybe you've seen results already. Would love to understand them in the feedback. You can go ahead and share this particular Read With Me session or the entire playlist with a friend, family member, somebody that you're thinking of that this could add value to today, when it comes to abundance in their life. And let's dive right into it. Okay, we're on a mission here. If you're just joining us for the first time, we're on a mission to impact the lives of billions of souls all over the world, okay, by achieving personal freedom and financial freedom in their lives. We believe in both of those very big. Personal freedom is everything, financial freedom is everything as well. And you deserve it. Okay, I deserve it, you deserve it, we deserve it. All of the wealth, okay, this is what Stuart said in this book, all of the wealth in the entire world is already yours. Okay, that friend okay, that has a bunch of wealth, that family member, okay, that influencer you're following on Instagram, all of that wealth is also your wealth. All of that wealth, all of my wealth is your wealth. All of your wealth is my wealth. It is all one wealth. All right, so let's dive right into it. Okay, chapter 10. Let's do it. We are live from Mexico City. We just flew in yesterday from Florida, from Miami, Florida. We were visiting our families there. Really awesome. We were there for 2 weeks. Got a lot of things done. And if you know, we've been living in Merida, Mexico since January of this year. And so this year has been going by pretty fast, but we wanted to visit Mexico City on the way back to Merida, Mexico. So it's been amazing here. It's our first full day, and we're going to go check it out after this Read With Me session here. So we're trying to see where we want to actually live after, this particular year ends, because that's when our contract in the place that we're living in Merida, Mexico. And so we're seeing if we want to go back to the US or maybe Mexico City, or who knows, maybe Dubai. We don't know yet, but we want to see, where the feeling is right. So we're checking it out. All right. So let's do it. Page 91, if you have the physical book, chapter 10. The concept. Most people can't get their head around the idea of money, love, and compassion being linked together. The idea that money can be a symbol of love seems odd. We are so programmed the other way. Here's how they are linked. It will help you see it in a different light. There's a psychological war that goes on in us humans between self-hate and self-love. It is a part of another battle that persists, The energy war between living and dying, building energy and depleting energy. The two issues are wrapped up with abundance and love, and they can very dramatically affect your ability to earn money and pull abundance to you. Here's the concept: you start pre birth as an infinite spirit in a spiritual dimension. There, the spiritual memory of what you are is eternal. And so you have existed in some form or another since the beginning of time. Suddenly, the spirit energy that is the real you finds itself inside a little body trapped there for life, collecting new experiences. We're getting deep, y'all. We're getting deep. The act of coming into the body is one of descending, leaving the magnificence of a domain of spiritual light and entering into solidity and restriction, physical restriction and emotional difficulties, perhaps the restriction of a dysfunctional family, poverty, disability, whatever. It's a sacred and humbling act to accept such a learning experience. It's an act of love, for the restriction will force a consolidation of energy. It will force that spiritual energy to go from hazy wave to solid particle body. And it will have to take on psychological impediments that will help it learn what it is like to be a human. Those impedimenta are not real to your spiritual identity. They are borrowed from others who have lived before. They are part of the global mindset at the time of your birth, and so they are imposed upon the spirit. They really don't belong. The spiritual infinity within can't be shamed, dysfunctional, unwell, hurt, or injured, for it is a spark of the Christ consciousness. People often wonder why a God that is all love and compassion can allow pain and suffering. But it's easy to see that the spirit, the one you actually are, doesn't do any pain and suffering. Let me repeat that. It is easy to see that the spirit, the one you actually are, doesn't do any pain and suffering. It remains always in a state of grace, a state of complete positiveness, even if it is collecting painful memories that the ego experiences. By the time a child becomes a mature being, it has downloaded the negative waves of its culture in the global mind, the collective mind, if you like. Your job then is to work your way out of that and return to the real you, that spark of the Christ consciousness within. That's the seminar, transmuting the negative into compassion and love. In other words, you are busy recreating your spiritual identity here in our slowish particle 3D world. We start with shame. Early in our childhood, we are shamed when people shout at us, get angry, admonish us for not using the potty correctly, whatever. Later, we are shamed intellectually as being stupid, or our actions and decisions are invalidated. Then perhaps sexual shame kicks in as we discover that we are not pleasing to other humans as a sexual partner, or we are very pleasing and are used by others. Sometimes sexual abuse is forced upon us in childhood. It's all very difficult stuff. This little seminar called life. Psychological shame kicks in as we deal with the peer pressure of our teenage years. You have to be like this to be cool. And if you aren't following the herd, you are ostracized. We are shamed into conformity, even if the conformity is one of hooliganism and drugs. There is conformity and rebellion and the counterculture, as there is in TikTok. Now we're doing serious amounts of confusion and pain, and we probably hate ourselves. We want to be something else. At times in our dreams, we remember that we are eternal spirits. but it's a distant memory. Right now, we are humans who are insecure and hate ourselves, and we're in various degrees of pain and anguish. On top of all this, there is the other issue, that of living and dying, high energy and low energy. We have to fight our way out of these fears and restrictions and return to our spiritual identity. It dwells in a dimension of love. So we have to come to love. First, it's a love of self, not a narcissistic, egotistical love of self, but more a physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual respect for self. Can we love ourselves in spite of all we have been told, all the personal defeats we have suffered, the shape of our face, our lack of ability, or whatever? That's the journey. Initially, the answer is usually no. Self-hate kicks in. We anesthetize the pain via drugs, sex, and illusions of power, or we use overwork and alcohol to blot it all out. Succumbing to our addictions, we feel that if only things were different, if only we had more money, if only we had a different set of conditions, or if only a certain person acted in a certain way, then we would be happy. People would love us, and things would be just fine. That's the story of most people's lives. Self-hate gets in the way of everything, including their money-making ability, because eventually they lose the will to fight on. There's a fine balance to the acquisition of money. It usually involves activity, and that activity takes you further and further from your real self. It burns energy and makes you less secure, not more secure. The security you seek is within. It comes from seeing yourself as beautiful, and it comes from going through the healing we talked about in the last section. It's the act of self-love, the acceptance, detachment, and forgiveness of self. It's where you wake up and remember that you are not the spotty-faced teenager who was ridiculed and shunned. You are a powerful, eternal spirit imbued with the Christ consciousness, and here with a mission to fulfill and lessons to learn. A spirit of infinite honor and integrity that has a connection to all the knowledge that exists. Here with the mission to fulfill and lessons to learn. A spirit of infinite honor and integrity that has a connection to all knowledge that exists. Nobody out there is perfect. We're not trying to compete in the perfection stakes. You can love yourself and be imperfect as God loves us unconditionally. I really like the image of the water rat, this scruffy little rat that sniffles around on the edge of muddy river banks. It doesn't look like much, but the little rat is sitting here on a log by the side of the river, and he is what he is. He isn't apologizing for being a water rat, but simply stands inside a divinity and a spirituality that is the animal spirit of water rat. You are what you are. Can we repeat that? I am what I am. You might be an Adonis in the making or an incredible goddess energy, or you might just be a little water rat who stands in front of the bathroom mirror in the morning and says, I'm a water rat and that's okay. I don't have to convince people or act to please them. I don't have to work to win their affection. I don't have to pay for them so that they will love me because I love myself. I am what I am. There you go. I am going to go out today. I'm going to believe in myself. I'm going to be honorable. I'm going to concentrate on people and treat them fairly. I'm going to treat myself fairly, for by nurturing myself, my energy will build and I will become secure. He says the nurturing of oneself, that's going to build your energy. That's what's going to make you feel secure. So I'm going to treat myself fairly, for by nurturing myself, my energy will build and I will become secure. I know that money flows to security and away from insecurity. It's a big lie. So by being more secure, I will prosper. That I'm just going to pause real quick. That is page 95. I'm going to continue this, but that is a huge, huge line, I don't know, sentence, paragraph. He's saying that when you treat yourself fairly, when you nurture yourself, that's what will make you feel secure. And when you feel secure, that's where abundance flows to you. That's where money flows to you. So it has nothing to do with actually the physical money, but it's the feeling, the nurturing of yourself that allows us to individually feel secure. And when we feel secure, we're attracting abundance, we're attracting money. When we're insecure, when we're feeling insecure, doubt, I'm not loving myself, all of that, that's when we reflect the money away, the abundance away. So by being more secure, I will prosper. When you are insecure, it turns people off. To spend money, people have to give away part of their security. When they make the transfer of money to you, they have to feel solid. They have to feel they are getting something that will make them more, because they are paying out and becoming less right now. So if you are solid and contained and secure, it helps them feel solid. So they transfer their cash more readily. That is why self-hate destroys your money-making abilities, partly, as I said, because it's hard for you to include yourself, and partly because you trigger insecurity in others, and that forces them to hang on and become tight. Are you getting this? By booming out life force, love, strength, and encouraging words that support people, you express a compassion for people's insecurity. In the process, you become stronger and more abundant. You become a divine paramedic, offering people the oxygen mask of life force, dolloping out goodness and strength so they become less fearful. People will respond to that life force, and it's up to you to figure out how you're going to build them. Money is a symbol of that life force, of its appreciation. Money can be a solidified form of love. Through the transfer of money, we facilitate love and communication with other humans. It offers us a simple system of providing for and loving and nurturing ourselves, and it is one way of expressing generosity and kindness for the less fortunate. Here's the metaphysics. The energy war is a simple one to understand. We generate energy and we burn it. Modern life and its psychic and chemical pollution threatens us daily. The personality is perpetually slightly off balance, slightly scared. We are constantly pushed from love toward fear, so we look for the life force to sustain us. As we fret and worry, we burn more etheric energy and become more edgy. We imagine that making a pile of cash will help us, so we rush out to seek our fortunes. Often we use work to avoid our fears. When we are very busy, we don't have to look deep within ourselves, but soon our lives are real complicated, and it takes loads of our vitality and ego power to keep things flowing. Our energy drops and we become victims of our own self-hate. We become lost in the false ego self rather than resting in the infinite real self. Gradually, we become numb, existing in a vapid and lonely state. It's scary. So we look for someone whose energy we can feed upon to sustain us. But once we start trying to suck energy from others, they're not going to like it. They will respond by fleeing as fast as their chubby little legs will carry them. So as you process your love of self and as you work on your security by nurturing yourself, you become more neutral, less and less an energy vampire. Eventually, you have surplus energy to dish out, and that is how you will develop compassion and true caring of the world and the animals and the humans upon it. Now tell me that money is not involved. Of course it is. For in the getting and dispensing of money, you learn the fine balance of manifestation that I spoke in law number 1. Through work, money, and commercial activity, you see how there is an energy trade off between activity and security, and yet another trade off between love and fear. Then there is the money lesson in the balance of giving and receiving, and the further fine balance between respect for self, self worth, and respect for others. How you make money to buy the experiences you need in this lifetime, and how you handle the abundance that comes in will be very much a part of the final spiritual picture you present when your eternal self returns to its infinite homeland, carrying back the memory of what you were in this lifetime. Money, compassion, energy, heart, love, fear, wealth, generosity, meaningness. They are all characters on the same great spiritual stage. They are all the characters on the same great spiritual stage. The trick is to align to the beautiful ones. Step away from the ugliness and accept the gift of your infinite self in the process. Let me repeat that. The trick is to align to the beautiful ones. Step away from the ugliness and accept the gift of your infinite self in the process. Here's the action, and this is where we will conclude this particular law of love, compassion, and money. The action of compassion and money is the act of becoming comfortable with life situations and the state of your bank balance. You have to be kind to yourself, and you have to keep your ego in control and accept life. Otherwise, the ego will yearn for things and force you to go to work for it, to buy it stuff to make it feel better. Once you are at one with yourself, you'll have compassion for yourself. Then you will, of course, nurture yourself, but you won't have to go shopping to distract you from your fears. As you become more aware, you become more real. Then, by discarding the useless stuff and eliminating unnecessary obligations, you become more balanced and settled, more silent and less manic. You'll have less activity and stress, and you'll feel better, and so onwards and upwards. Do something for yourself every day. Something compassionate and kind. I don't mean buying yourself breakfast. I mean doing something that is spiritually or physically nurturing. A massage, a fast, a meditation, exercise, rest, play, that kind of thing. For it's in the quiet time that you'll see the great abundance of this life, and you'll move from the ego's disquiet to the spirit's wholeness. And you'll see that the things that you worry about are often not worth the worry. In the quiet time, you'll see what has real worth for you and what is just fluff and hype. Once you get real, all your energy can go toward becoming what you really need and want to become. That transformation must be a part of your story in this lifetime. Making money is not enough. You will have to do something that has meaning. You will want to collect memories in abundant settings, but you will also want to be surrounded by love and friendship. You'll want to be doing things that you want to do. Yes, that's your story. Put aside the little nitpicky ego stuff. Start today to act, speak, declare, invoke, and energize the grand plan, for it is yours by right. All you have to do is agree to step up and collect. So accept yourself and believe in yourself. Look the world in the eye and say, I am what I am. And by the way, that'll be 30,000 bucks. Thank you. I love that. Let's repeat that again because that is the last sentence of this book. Repeat this with me right now. I love this. So all you have to do, okay, is agree to step up and collect. So accept yourself and believe in yourself. Look the world in the eye and say, you ready? I am what I am. And by the way, that'll be 30,000 bucks. Thank you. I am what I am. And by the way, that'll be 100,000 bucks. Thank you. I am what I am. And by the way, that'll be $1,000,000 bucks. Thank you. Powerful, powerful, powerful law. And remember, the thing is, you're not taking anything away from anybody. When somebody gives you money, you're not taking anything away from them. Because like I mentioned, and Stuart mentioned in this book, everyone's wealth is everyone's wealth. Your wealth is my wealth. It's not yours. It's mine as well. It's not just yours. Okay. So when you really get that concept, ask for what you want. Ask for that cash refund. Ask for it. But I love that. I am what I am. And by the way, that's going to be $10 million. Thank you. All right. I am what I am. Hope you enjoyed this incredible little money Bible, and you can keep this by your side, whether in the physical, you can keep this playlist in your notes, come back to it, listen to it on a daily basis. It's a short little book, but it is super powerful on the 10 laws of abundance. Let me know which law was your favorite. And a little bit about the author to conclude. Again, he's one of the real characters of the Stuart Wilde is one of the real characters of the self-help human potential movement. And if you listen to him in audio and you hear him read, his style is really humorous, controversial, poignant, and transformational. He's written numerous books, including those that make up the very successful Tao's Quintet, which are considered classics in their genre. They are Affirmations, The Force, Miracles, The Quickening, The Trick to Money is Having Some, and also Infinite Self. So you can go to www.stuartwilde.com to connect further with him. Absolutely amazing. You can connect with us on Instagram as well, Billionairette. We have Instagram as well there. And we'd love to have you part of our inner circle. We're on a weekly basis. We're diving into the books. We're holding each other accountable. We're choosing the personal freedom books, the financial freedom books, and we're doing different exercise. So we're not just reading, we're implementing. And we're also teaching on, financial freedom, different technical things like possibly crypto, business credit, different things like that. So you can have that technical insights on what to implement within your own life, your business as well. So hope this book was valuable for you. I know it was for me. Just another reminder, I want to listen to it again and really study this. But super excited. We're going to be announcing our next featured personal freedom book of the month, as well as our financial freedom book of the month shortly here. So tune in, make sure to subscribe. You'll get notifications, hit the bell. So as soon as we post, you'll be able to listen in. All right. Have a beautiful rest of your day, your week, and appreciate you. Love you. You are abundant. You're amazing. And by the way, go ahead and send me over $1 million. Thank you very much. All right. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you soon. Take care.